So I wanted to really quick at the start of this stream, obviously talk about the elephant in the room, the proverbial elephant in the room. My microphone not sitting the right way. So there's been a lot of talk, right? And I need to muffle my music again. Wrong. Audio toggle. Muffle. No, it is muffled. Okay. So there was a conversation centered around Anthony Mackie having comments to say about what Captain America represents, right? And I wanted to touch on this a little bit because, for one, let's go ahead and we're going to turn the music down for a second because I want people to hear me clearly when I say this. He said Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his honor, his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity, right? Let's watch the clip.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable. This is kind of like an aspect of a dream coming true. When I was a kid, all of us as actors, I believe, want to get back to that day before someone told you no. When you look out your door and you see a 5-year-old kid with a stick and he's slaying dragons to save the princess in the tower, that kid really believes there are dragons out there. That stick is really a sword and he's really trying to save that princess. And then one day somebody told him, no, there are no dragons, that's not a sword, and that princess is not there. And all of his little dreams were dashed. So, as an actor, I feel like our job is to get back to the day where we see that dragon and we slay that dragon to save that princess. And that's kind of what this movie was for me.
So, obviously the comments, why is nationalism so demonized? Why is this? Why is that? Why is this? Why is that? So people are saying, right? So that's going to be a hard pass on watching this movie. If the lead actor doesn't understand what Captain America represents, how can we be expected to sit through 2 hours of his misrepresentation? Meanwhile, we've had misrepresentations of a lot of things in media for a long time, but it's neither here nor there. People are talking about pulling him off the promotional circuit. Bro, shut up. Unfortunately, Anthony Mackie then had to go address and say, let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is an honor of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to. As this person said, pretty freaking wild that Anthony Mackie even has to address this. Not a single thing wrong with what he said. I thought that was so interesting because Chris Evans said the same. I saw this tweet and it's got it. Yeah. Crazy how Chris Evans said the same thing about Captain America that Anthony Mackie did and got no backlash for it. The double standard is blatant. Interview with CBR. I don't know how long ago this was. What does it mean for you to basically be draped in the American flag for a film? This must have been the first Cap movie. Well, to me, I'm not trying to get too lost in the American side of it. This isn't a flag waving movie. It is red, white, and blue, but it just so happens that the character was created in America during wartime when there was a common enemy, even though it is Captain America. I've said before in interviews, it feels more like he should just be called Captain Good. He was created at a time where there was this undeniable evil, and this guy was kind of created to fight that evil. And I think that everyone could agree that Nazis were bad, and he, Cap, just so happens to wear the red, white, and blue. So your very own, no one else can play Cap, do Cap justice. Chris Evans said the exact same thing that Anthony Mackie did, and nobody had to say anything. No one ever brought this up as a problem. We're in a day and age where people are just fucking yapping at this point. You have to be just fucking yapping to vilify what Anthony Mackie's point was. That's the thing. I think the real problem is a lot of people just stay missing the point. 9 times out of 10, people are just, we're basically just learning people's lack of critical thinking in real time is what I think is the crux of the situation. So that kind of leads me into my next thing. Hudson Timms, the voice of Spider-Man in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, says his biggest fear that the show was going to be annoying and woke. I'll go to the bigger section of the article. They delve a little bit deeper into it, talk about how, woke is a term that unfortunately is misrepresented by the way people use it based on what its actual definition is. But he said, I thought it was awesome. My biggest fear was that it was going to be annoying and woke, and it wasn't. They bolded that shit. You see that? You see that? Annoying and woke. And it wasn't. And I was like, yeah, this is great. It's so well written. Like, it feels real. I'm the oldest of 5 boys, so I kind of know what's happening in their lives in high school, and it felt like it was doing that justice. Now, what I will say is after Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man dropped, and everybody jumped on this man's ayos, people were like, Harry, people were saying, grifters watching the show thinking it's anti-woke and it's the same kind of MCU written stuff. So I think this sent the wrong message. And as people said, apologizing for something Anthony Mackie was 100% right for. Yet here we are worrying if anything will be done about Hudson Timms digging his and his show's grave one day before the premiere. Now, I watched the show, as a lot of people did, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is very good. It's very enjoyable. What's funny is the way that it even comes out. I would not call the show woke. The show is very aware, though. Nico Manuri, if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. Nico, who's Peter's friend in the show, she's openly gay. I think her style is more gothic. Openly gay gothic girl. They show Lonnie Lincoln, who's, a football, high school football star essentially. But, he walks home and he gets profiled by the police. They're watching him extra carefully. People would say that that's what, so like, I do have a concern because Jeff Trammell also said that, he stated it's been weighing on him that Hudson Tim, he thinks the Peter Parker actor misspoke when he said the show would be annoying and woke. It's really weird. It is weird that Hudson's not clarifying what he meant. But I do wonder if he just meant he was worried that people would see the changes, like to, the races of Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, and some of the openness in their inclusivity and their awareness in the show. And he was worried that like it would be written off as woke and annoying, like how people review bombed the hell out of The Acolyte. So I think that, hopefully man didn't mean how it came off, but it's not looking good. But the show is great. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. You can also catch me talking about the show. We'll be talking about it on the next episode. Been doing a podcast just talking about shows and pop culture with Jasmine Page Moore and the official Megs. So I'll leave a link and everybody can go check that out, or you can go to Jasmine Page Moore's YouTube page. They're over there.